Hey guys, it's your girl Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Light Movie Reviews. I know I've been gone, guys, for about a month. I really needed to step back. I was dealing with some personal mental issues. I do suffer from anxiety and depression. So when I feel like all of my shiny baubles are about to drop on me, I kind of get freaked out and I stepped away because at the end of the day, if I'm not physically healthy or mentally healthy, I can not be of service to anyone and take care of my daughter and the things that I would like to see myself complete and see my daughter can complete and want her to have a nice childhood. So I took a step back, recentered myself, spent some much needed time by myself and with my family, and now I'm back. And all I have to say is, guys, if you are suffering from mental illness, be it anxiety, depression, bipolar, and just, etc., make sure that you're good with yourself. At the end of the day, you got to live for you, because if you don't live for you and take care of you, you're of no use to anyone else and the people you love. You know what I mean? If you guys ever want to talk, hit me up. Message me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, even here. And, we could just talk. So enough with the heavy. Today I'm going to be reviewing Hulu's original 5-episode limited series called Candy, which is based on the 1980s trial of Candace Montgomery, who was your normal, regular, degular suburban housewife who becomes accused of killing her best friend named Betty Gore after having an extramarital affair with Betty Gore's husband, Alan Gore. So through each episode, it kind of grows into how it all started, right? So we already know that Betty Gore dies because that's the basis of this limited series. Now, it is based on true events. Not everything in the series is actually what happened, but it gives you a general, this is what it was. Now, we're going to talk about the things I liked, the things I didn't like, where it falls on our stars category, and will I recommend you guys giving it a watch. So we have starring in this is Jessica Biel as Candy Montgomery, Melanie Lynskey as Betty Gore, Pablo Schreiber, I hope I'm saying his name right, as Alan Gore, Raul Esparza as Don Crowder, who plays the Candy Montgomery's lawyer. And then we have Justin Timberlake, who shows his face in episodes 3, 4, and 5 as Officer Diffie. Now, each episode really surrounds Candy, like how she goes from her day to day, what it looks like to be a 1980s suburban housewife. Now, I will say Jessica Biel did amazing in this role. This is not to knock her, but this has been the best performance I've seen of Jessica Biel up to date. One of her best performances. I mean, she got Candy Montgomery's mannerisms, the way she talks, her softness, all of it down packed. It was amazing to see her on screen, and I hope we get to see this Jessica Biel in other projects in the future. Now, everybody else in this cast did play major roles, but it mainly just circulated around Candy, Betty, and Alan. Now, I will say this. After episode 2, there are some little slow spots in the episode. Each episode is about an hour long, which is not bad because as the episodes progress, you actually need that whole hour to fit everything that they need to go to the next episode. Another positive thing, after episode 2, it no longer felt like a series, like a limited series. It felt like we were watching a full-length movie, and that's definitely a great positive. The way the scenes were set up, the cinematography, the costuming, the hair, the scene designs were great. It was very consistent with the 1980s theme. I mean, they had Jessica Biel, her character had a perm. They had the mushroom hair. They had bell bottoms, afros, everything, the houses, furniture. They did amazing to take us back into the 1980s. Now, I will say some of the episodes I didn't care for when they were like, okay, today's the day she died. this is when the affair started. Then it's a month later. It kind of goes back and forth where it could kind of confuse you. So I would say don't pay attention to that. Just enjoy the episode as it goes on. We get to see how the justice system was back in the 80s and the way police did their work. Everything was on film. And we always had that cop that wanted to be like Palumbo or you know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean. And that was Justin Timberlake's character. He was only on scene for a couple of minutes, like I said, in episode 3, 4, and 5. But his presence was felt. I mean, he delivered a performance of what you expect a 1980s cop who wants to be detective or captain or whatever. We also see how it still happens today, but I loved how they got it in this series when it comes to camaraderie for your neighbor. Like, her lawyer was a fellow church member. The psychiatrist was known by the lawyer. Everybody knew somebody. And even when they brought the defense in, they already knew about everybody. I think the most crazy thing to me that I saw in the series was during the trial, Don Crowder was thrown into contempt twice for not following the rules. And he was sentenced to 90 days in jail. The judge was like, because I don't want to hold people for this trial, we're going to stop the arrest, and then you're going to just do your trial. And then when the trial is over, then you're going to go ahead and serve your 90 days. That blew my mind. You will never see something like that happen today in this justice system when in court. It literally was a jury of her peers. They didn't get anyone from outside of the community. They had people serve on the jury from the community, and then the rest of the community was watching the trial. As each episode unfolds, we find out more things. Like I said, you find out that Betty Gore, I don't even know where that name came from, suffers from either postpartum depression or anxiety because we see that she's very clingy. We also see the leader, the dominant in Candy Montgomery, on how she convinced Alan Gore to have the affair with her. When you guys watch the scene, she was gangster. That was a straight pimp move. She was like, this is when it's going to happen. This is where it's going to be. This is what we're going to eat. And this is how long it's going to last. The crazy thing is, though, the murder. Because we know it happens because this is what the series is based on. I'm not going to give away the spoilers to the end because then it's pointless to watch it. All I will say is the end is predictable, not in a bad way, but we all know what was going to happen to a white suburban housewife who is a pillar in her community and always is given a helping hand. Her husband was very submissive. He kind of like pushed everything aside. And honestly, this is just my opinion. I think a lot of things that drove her to what she did was what she was lacking in her home, in her marriage. All she did was cook and clean, and she was expected to be this, but she wanted her husband to see her as sexy again and still feel attracted to her so they can do what mates do, mate. And I think that led up to that break to kill Betty Gore. But I don't want to give away anything, so we're going to end it right here. I'm going to give Candy 4 stars because I thought the movie was, I'm saying movie. I thought the series was great, but there was some episodes that were slow. Jessica Biel, hands down, is why you should watch this series because she does amazing from episode 1 to 5. Even the very ending and that whole facial expressions, she did amazing. So it's streaming now. All the episodes are streaming on Hulu. There's always a free trial, so give it a look. And we are at the end of our video, guys. Thank you for staying with me. As always, be safe, be courageous, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.